Hello everybody, it is Jack the Train Spotter and welcome to my first EP review. The first one I'll be doing is Emma Blackery's new one, although it's been out almost a month now. It is Cannot Help Myself, and it's been coming for a few months. I remember, it must have been about 3 months ago, she first teased Everybody Lies, and that song, I remember when it came out, it was so her. It's very Villains-esque. That's one thing I noticed about this EP. It's where Bombay Bicycle Club's new album, My Big Day, was sort of picking from their whole career. I feel like this one is a summation of her recent career, sort of Villains onwards. You can definitely hear that in Everybody Lies. It is very, maybe not as strong as Burn the Witch, that's Parasite, but very Take Me Out, Third Eye, that sort of energy. Even though she said it was sort of about paranoia, you can definitely hear that in the lyrics of the song. The composition of the song and the sort of urgency of the chorus, I do feel it's a bit more in the frame of mind of Villains. The next song she teased, Apologise, that's a completely new direction for her. I don't think I've ever heard an Emma song sound like that. I mean, she has had songs in the past where she talks about how she needs to, Villains Part 2, where she needs to calm down, realise her faults, make amends. But usually they're quite soft and not so quite sombre, but they're nowhere near as upbeat as Apologise. And it's really conflicting because the way she sings in the song, it isn't like, oh, life's going to be so much better. The lyrics are in quite a negative frame of mind. It's like a frustration, just get on and do it, as opposed to once you've done it, it'll all be clear. But then the composition is very upbeat. It's a real contrast. I could get my head around it. I remember the first time I was listening to it, I was getting the train into London, and it was just too much of a conflict in my head. I was not expecting this from Emma. But one song I think we all expected from Emma was Parasite. That was very, very Villains-esque. Very Burn the Witch-esque. Lots of... I don't think I've ever heard such a vitriolic song from Emma. It was almost a shock. And it's just, even with how urgent Burn the Witch is, this song, it's cruel. It's nasty. And I kind of thought that Emma left that behind, but there is something just good in the soul about releasing something, even if it is so petty, just so Cruella de Vil. Even though the person she's describing in the song is probably far more like Cruella de Vil than Emma ever will be. But then, the two songs I have not mentioned, the two that stand out to me the most, I love them so much. They're the two songs that are clearly about her current relationship with her fiance, Davey. They're similar in the fact that they're very slow and mellow songs. However, there's sort of a melancholy and a fear amongst the calmness in Fake My Death. For such a calm song, that's a really contrasting title. Like, the type of person to fake their death is probably the most narcissistic person in the world. And yet the song, it's full of vulnerability and fear of things not working out, even though you're desperate for them to, and you're desperate to make it work as a team. There's a lot to read into the lyrics, but the thing I most love about that song is the composition, the sound. It's so delicate and precise and precious. It's so delightful to listen to. But what's even more delightful to my ears is Heaven/Hell. That is it's not cruel or nasty in any way. It's like sneaky. The sort of undertones in the song's construction, I don't know how to describe it. I think it's the balance of the lyrics. They're so juicy at times. The way she compares silver and gold. And just these massive contrasts of like, I treat you so bad, but I do it all so well. Is another sort of Cruella de Vil sort of energy back there. But it's out of love. It's not out of hatred like in Parasite. It's that you love my sneakiness. You love how I just... I don't know. I was about to say how I just slide in there, but I mean, that could have other connotations. But just this delicate line, like you could be really sneaky with the way you plot things, but you know it's all out of love. And I don't know how to describe the layering of that song, but it's just done so well. And as you would have seen from my concert video, I know I didn't do concert reviews like I usually do. I'll talk about the concert now. it was at a venue I'd never heard of. It was in like the basement of a hotel. It was called 229 and it was near Regent's Park in London. And it was a very small, intimate stage. But like, I get there when the concert opens. There were loads of people in front of me. Emma should be able to draw a bigger crowd. There are people so keen to see her. Definitely Emma needs to get more fans back, like back in the Villains days. But the concert itself, like the new songs of the EP, I mean, there only being 5, she sang all of them. And the instrumentation within the venue fit perfectly to what we had with the EP. And Emma's stage presence, she embodied each song, I feel, perfectly. You know, she had the anger for Parasite, the delicate sneakiness for Heaven Hell, the calm mellowness for Fake My Death. And also, just all the emotions, she portrays them perfectly. The happy optimism with Nothing Without You. She didn't sing any Sucks to Be You or Perfect songs, which I was very sad about. But she brought it right back to almost the beginning, because there was no Human Behaviour songs. But she sang Go the Distance and The Promise on guitar. There were a few technical difficulties to begin with, but she brought it right back. There's a few songs I don't think she's ever toured that I would love to hear. Fixation, Cute Without You, and then to bring back some off of Perfect and Je M'en Fous, and Human Behaviour, although she did sing that at the Villains tour. And as for the EP, it's so, like, the songs all together, each one is in a different direction. It's very contrasting to listen to. But I feel like if you have only made enough songs for an EP but your head's gone in 5 different directions, you're gonna be stuck with that. And despite the fact it changes like attitude so quickly, I still love listening to it. And it's still a fantastic EP, as Emma always does. I would definitely say since Perfect, I've always loved Emma's music, as well as her OG YouTube videos. Oh, I was going to do a rabbit hole watching them the other day. And you should too. Nostalgia from my teenage years. Anyway, that was Emma's EP, Cannot Help Myself. Check it out on Spotify, and I will see you in the next one.